guys, I'm Serena Poon, and welcome to my show, Serena Lives. As a celebrity chef, nutritionist, and entrepreneur, I'm incredibly passionate about helping others live their best life through methods I call culinary alchemy, which is the magic of combining education, integrative and functional nutrition with healing intuitive energy. So, with each episode, I'm going to share with you the inspiring stories of some amazing people, incredible entrepreneurs from all different backgrounds who've all overcome challenges in their personal journey to get to where they are today. And today, I'm so thrilled to introduce you one of my dearest friends and one of my most favorite people on the planet. She is the CEO of Passport to Beauty and Global Beauty Authority. And as a CEO, she has created thousands of products for not just her brand, but massive brands internationally. She's got a worldwide reach in the millions. I could go on about her accolades and achievements for literally an hour, but she just last year received a very prestigious award, the Mahatma Gandhi Award, at the British Parliament in the House of Lords. And just recently, she received the Jewel of India Award, which is the highest honor bestowed upon a non-resident Indian. She's creating an incredible social impact and beauty initiative, Powder Beauty Living. And I'm going to let her share a lot more about that. This is Shalini Vadhera, one of my dearest friends.
Well, oh my God.
I'm going to go on and on and on. I'm going to talk for half an hour.
Thank you so much, Serena. First of all, you are one of my dearest besties, and it's such an honor and pleasure to be on your show.
I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you. And I'm so proud of you and everything that you've accomplished. So thank you so much for having me here.
You've helped me along the way. So
I know. I'm so excited to see Just Add Water because
right next to Passport to Beauty.
I know. We were the first ones to launch your product in one of our Passport to Beauty boxes. So it makes me very happy to get to see this now come to life. And you know, it's one of, on top of obviously creating a gazillion products, which we have sitting in front of us.
I mean, this is just a handful. You've created thousands. I mean, the genius that you have traveling all the world and finding these beauty secrets, taking them back home and like going to your labs and creating it, it's like next level.
It's fun. And, you know, I'm a firm believer that when you tap into your passion, then it never feels like work, right? So for me, it's really tapping into the global palette system. I call it my GPS. It's my GPS for my career.
I love that.
Yeah. And really using the global palette as my state of inspiration, living an inspired life, and delving into cultures and learning what these women are doing to look and feel beautiful, and coming home and really marrying that with modern day technology and sharing those secrets with the world. And, you know, for me, it's really about how do we create products and share content that really covers the life cycle of the consumer. So we have a brand for, you know, young girls, and we've got Passport for women over 40. And we're really excited to be launching Ready, Set, Jet, which is our new beauty and social impact initiative that we're taking to India. And of course, it'll be here available in the US, which is very wanderlust, and it's for the Generation Go.
I
because,
love it.
You know, we're always, all of us are on the go. And now, you know, travel's become available to everyone. And I think we just can't get enough of. I know you and I love Barcelona, and like we had the best lunch in Cannes.
Ever.
If we can't travel enough, that's, you know, we just can't travel enough.
Right.
So, you know, these products are really formulated by the best formulators in the world, and they're multi-use, but they're attached to a very amazing social impact cause where when I did receive the Mahatma Gandhi Award by the British Parliament, I just happened, and I know you and I both believe so much in the universe.
Yes.
Happened to be in India 2 months later after 9 years. And the government, you know, picked me up and they said, you know, Shalini, we really want you to come help the girls of India. And I'm Indian American, born and raised here in Southern California. So, you know, it's with pride that I get to go back to my parents' homeland and have the opportunity to help the girls. And so I did a lot of research and found out what was happening, like what's really happening, you know, in the villages and in the slums, you know, and I called a lot of people and they were telling me that a lot of these girls didn't really get past 10th grade. You know, they didn't have access to education, they didn't have financial ability to further their education. So, you know, either they were married or they were trafficked, or they lived a life of servitude. And so when the government asked me to come in and help the girls, for me, it wasn't really about going to a village and finding a plant and making it sustainable.
Right.
I was like, all right, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it.
Right.
So I was able to get everyone from the Baroness of the UK Parliament to government officials to the former CMO of Pepsi Global to just an incredible team of women that were passionate about giving back and paying it forward. And we created the Ready, Set, Jet Academy that goes with the brand. And we're going to go in and we're going to certify these girls as professional makeup artists.
Brilliant.
And then teach them how to become entrepreneurs and really take job seekers and create job creators and give them the opportunity now to have livelihood enablement, have jobs, and hopefully that affects the future generations. And we create a ripple effect by giving these girls a voice and lifting them out of poverty and breaking that cycle of poverty. So the brand's beautiful. Obviously, it's for everyone in the world.
Yes.
And we start with the social impact in India. And then, of course, because it's got a tech platform, we'll be able to take this social impact initiative globally.
Right. This is, I mean, it's incredible what you're doing.
Thank
I'm
you.
so beyond proud of you.
Thank you.
I know you know that because I talk about it all the time. You've been doing this for 20 plus years. I mean, you've dominated that sort of global landscape in the beauty business. So I know that you've shared different stories before, the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur, and now you've kind of circled back to here. There are people watching all the time and looking at people like you as their mentors, you know, who they aspire to be. Can you share a couple of, I guess, those valleys? You know, there are hills and valleys, and kind of what's inspired you to take this next step?
Every day is a valley.
Every day it goes like this.
When you're an entrepreneur, you literally have to be your own cheerleader because, you know, you've got to wake up and self-motivate, right? But no, they're definitely through. The wonderful thing about going on a journey is the ability to look back and understand that everything does happen for a reason.
Sure.
I wouldn't be at this point in my career where it's truly a confluence of everything I've gone through that's brought me to this point. You know, I've had times where I've built brands and taken the wrong investor.
Sure.
And to unwind a contract has been so unbelievably painful and expensive that it's devastated me. I mean, there was times where I didn't know if I could get up and walk the next day from just the sheer devastation of what had gone on in my professional life. That then reflected in my financial life, that then reflected in my home life, that then took its toll on my health. But what came out of that was then an amazing spiritual awakening, which then allowed me to create Power Beauty Living, which was my understanding that I needed to empower women on a much deeper level than lipstick and mascara.
Right.
Because I was so pissed that there were not enough women supporting women. I did not understand why there was this lack-based consciousness out there that women thought they couldn't share and they couldn't support each other, that they were stealing from each other. And it was like, no, there's an abundant universe and that we can really help each other and we're much stronger together.
Absolutely.
You know, competition is not strong, it's collaboration that's strong. And so I created Power Beauty Living, and within a year I was asked to launch that globally at the United Nations. Had I not created Power Beauty Living, that would never have taken me to receiving the Mahatma Gandhi Award.
Right.
And had I not relaunched a new brand, Passport to Beauty, and decided to take a completely different path of not doing the traditional brick and mortar and launching it in Sephora like I had my first brand, but doing more of a, you know, an e-com play, that would not have brought me to looking at what was happening in social media and all of the wanderlusting and all of these people globally just loving travel and how it was exploding and it was rivaling what was the seniors used to be the ones that would travel and go on these cruises, and now all of a sudden everyone was doing it, which then allowed me to create Ready, Set, Jet and bring it to all together of like, okay, now Power Beauty Living turns into a 501c3 foundation. It's now a nonprofit that's going to support a brand that is going to go and empower girls, and it's going to allow women to come in and invest. So it allows women to become female investors because at the end of the day, still in the United States of America, it went from 7 to now 2% of female-founded companies are only funded in the U.S., which to me is mind-boggling.
Right.
So
Agreed.
we're going to change the whole story, and we're going to have a For Women Powered by Women story.
I love that so much. I mean, that's how we connected. I think it's just
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
we both fully believe in this. Together we rise, and it's about supporting each other to create more, and there's more than enough for everybody.
Absolutely.
So I love how you bring it all back together. I mean, it's so important to acknowledge that part of what you went through is what kind of, led you to this spiritual awakening, and how that's taken you the journey to where it is now. So that's, I know you've shared it with me before, and you've probably shared it in other cases, but I would love if you could share a little bit about that, because I felt like it was so powerful when you had this awakening experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now I think for a lot of people, when you do talk about the trials and tribulations, if you can learn to look at those times as your master teachers,
Absolutely.
then
Those are
you
your
can
biggest
literally
lessons.
bow deeply with gratitude, right? Because at that time I was going through it, I wanted to like rip every F word I could off and just, hide in a corner and lay in the fetal position and just die.
And that's probably how most
Right.
of us respond, and that's normal, right? So,
But, you do have to find hope and also have that blind faith. And when you are open to it, then things happen. Like for instance, I met a Korean master when I moved to LA, and I was looking for a yoga class. And I, as you know, being one of my best friends, I don't like to exercise at all, which is terrible. I'm probably the only woman in LA that just doesn't like to exercise.
You walk,
I do walk,
counts.
but I don't do anything else. So I wanted to find a yoga class where it wasn't all about like core power yoga, but more it was mental.
Yeah.
I needed that
yoga.
meditation, spiritual side. And I stumbled into a Korean yoga class. And for some reason they said, our teacher's coming from Korea. Would you like to meet him? We never ask our students, but we want you to come. So I said, great, I'm going to write my next book. Can I meet him? They said, well, he doesn't meet people. And so I said, well, I would really like to meet him. So they arranged a tea after he spoke. And of course he had a translator, and I went and met with him after. And I said, well, I'm writing my next book, and your modalities of tapping and all these different things, brain vibration, meditation, has been really the only thing to heal me through everything I've gone through. And he's very stern. And he's like, why are you writing this book? Are you going to credit me? Why do you want my secrets? And I was like, wow, it's not a nice man. So I said, I just went through all this with my company, and this is what happened. And he threw his head back and he laughed like it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard. And my husband, Tony, was sitting next to me, and he's like, it's not funny. Like, this was devastating to her. And he said, no, this is opportunity for you. And then in Korean, he asked, can I bless you? And I said, yeah. And so he had me sit below him, and he put his hand on my head, and he said, it's my intention and Mother Earth's intention. You're going to change the world through beauty, but you already know that. And then he left, and then all the Koreans started crying, and I didn't know why, because I didn't understand that he was one of the top 15 spiritual leaders in the world, and that presidents wait to meet him. I had no idea who he was. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, because I was like, okay, this guy gave me a blessing, whatever. Fast forward 2 years, and on top of other spiritual things happening, like, that's a whole nother.
Being struck by lightning.
Yeah, well, then that comes. So fast forward 2 years, and I decide that I want to just release everything that's not serving me, because I'm still hanging on to this bad experience, and now I need to go and start my next venture, but I just can't shake what happened. And the next morning at 4:30, my phone's ringing and ringing and ringing, and it's like, you need to come. This Korean master came to my house, and he said he tapped into your energy and your purpose was coming at the speed of light, and he needs to see you. And I'm like, great, thinking it's LA. I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll come see him, no problem. When? And they're like, immediately. I'm like, yeah, what's the address? And they're like, Sedona. And I'm like, yeah, I can't come to, I have a birthday party today, and they're like, don't be ridiculous. Like, this guy's willing to take full responsibility for your mental, emotional, like all of your well-being. Like, you need to come. So I called Tony and I said, I got to go to Sedona. He's like, great, catch a flight and go. And I said, no, I feel like we have to drive. And he's like, it's 10 hours. And I'm like, don't worry, like, we're going to drive. I'll take care of everything. Just show up. So of course, on the way there was this gorgeous lightning storm that I hadn't seen one like that since I would spend childhoods in Kenya with my grandparents. So I'm taking a video of it on my phone. The phone's plugged into the car gets struck by lightning. The phone conducts the charge. It rips through my body. Half my face is frozen for a good 6 weeks.
Wait, I didn't know it was 6 weeks.
We get to Sedona. The Korean master looks at me. He's like, that was for you. That was for your brain. Everything you've gone through in your life, you've done to yourself, and you know exactly why. And I'm like, oh, there is no way I would have built this stunningly gorgeous brand that was doing $1 gazillion in business and like have this happen with this investor. And I would never put myself through this. And he just had a smile on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave me 4 modalities to do, made me hike to these mountains, which I don't hike because I told you I don't exercise. And then I don't hike at night. So that was very scary, but I just had to go with it. And I got all these messages. And he said, the 5th thing is your homework and you'll know at the end of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5th thing was I knew I had to create a platform for women.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to tell him so bad that I knew what it was. And I didn't see him again.
Wow.
And that's, of course, what a guru does. A guru comes into your life. Guru means teacher in Hindi.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in and taught me what I needed, and he left.
But he knows. I mean, he's seeing it, and he will see even more of it.
And here we are. So now we are, now, of course, we're about to launch this great brand, and we've got a lot of great support behind us. And now it all makes sense. So all that stuff that were the valleys, that were like all the crying and all the...
Just everything.
Everything is just like, it makes complete sense. And
I mean, it's such an incredible story. I know you tell it with so much grace, but I mean, it's like, it's so
I got my ass kicked a couple times. Yeah.
But it's good to know that, because look where you are now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and like you said, those were your master lessons.
They were.
So, and let's talk a little bit about what you're creating and what you're launching in India. So we've got the Passport to Beauty.
So Passport's available, So these are the new products from Passport. So I know you love crystals.
I'm obsessed. You guys, it's literally, you're not going to find gemstone rollers like this with anybody
Well, this took 2 years to make. So we literally ground down real gemstones because obviously, as you know, gems have vibrations. So why can't you have vibrational beauty, right? And get your beauty through the vibration of the stone. So for instance, this is a real jade stone. And then we worked with Ayurvedic doctors and crystal healers to create the oils that power the gemstone. So this one's all about healing vibes. So if you smell it,
it's so beautiful.
Yeah, this is like really like
and I love
stimulating.
It. I use it when I meditate.
I eat this one because it's so yummy.
It's delicious.
So this one's great for like jet lag or the times that you're feeling stressed. And then we've got like the amethyst one, which is all about, calm. It's got lots of lavender. And then the tiger's eye is amazing. This one's great for any entrepreneur out there.
Yes.
Because it's all about emotional strength and mental stability.
Yes.
And then, of course, rose quartz is great if you're meditating or doing yoga because it really induces self-love. So that's like my new fave in Passport. Passport's very premium. It's where I take you through the ritual. This is all based on Barcelona because you and I love Barcelona.
Yes.
And then, of course, Ready, Set, Jet is such a fun brand. We're getting all of our products made in Korea. So I want you just to feel this oil. It's made with licorice and
root?
every husk of the rice. So it's a probiotic, brightening, and anti-pollution brand. So
we need that.
It completely. So it protects the skin. It's really good on the go. We have an entire skincare brand that's coming out. And then, we've got these beauty batons. So I'm all about, passing the baton on to your girlfriend. So it's kind of a mental thing. So they're going to be your foundation with all your skincare. In one. And then on the other side, you've got your concealer and your highlighter. So everything's like multi-use. That's actually a perfect color for you.
It is.
Multi-use on the go. And then part of the proceeds go to getting these girls certified. So there's actually 2 things. We have the certification through the academy.
Right.
And then if you want to go to powerbeautyliving.gvng.com, so powerbeautyliving.giving.com. For $15 a girl, I don't know if you saw the movie Period that just won an Oscar.
Yes.
So we actually have a menstruation cup that we brought in that lasts 10 years.
Wow.
It's done with a surgical material. So it lasts 10 years. The girls can wear it up to 12 hours because in India, up to 23% of girls drop out of school as soon as they get their periods.
Right.
and only 11% of girls and women have any access to sanitary products in India.
Right.
So we wanted to make sure that we gave them their dignity,
Mm-hmm.
education, empowerment, and liberation back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also going to be part of the Ready, Set, Jet brand.
That's beautiful.
So you can either go and just donate, and $15 a girl puts her back into school, or $1,500 puts her through the entire certification process,
Mm-hmm.
gets her skills development, vocational training, and then gets her the livelihood enablement.
We're going to have all those links pop up so that everyone can take a look and contribute.
So Ready,
great.
Set, Jet's launching soon. Passport to Beauty's out.
Yes.
Amazing. Our Tibetan Goji Berry eye serum is still our best-selling product.
I have it on today.
Our sheet masks continue to do very, very well. And then, of course, the book's just a fun girlfriend book.
It's
It's like all your DIYs that you can just do at home with all the natural products, because at the end of the day, outside the U.S., everyone seems to know that everything starts in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Which is why we work so well together.
I know, exactly.
I loved having Just Add Water do its launch in your beauty and wellness
I
boxes.
know.
That was such an honor.
And it was our Tibet box.
It was so fun too.
So it was so great because I had gone and had the Tibetan monks come up with, the 5 yoga poses for anti-aging, and we had done the bath bags, and then we had this part as part of the whole wellness ritual. So it was just perfect.
It was so perfect. And so, okay, we have so much that we want to share. So let us know all the places that everyone can find you, and then these brands.
Okay, so obviously, hello, everyone. If you just go to shalinisworld.com, which we can put up below, that'll give you access to all the brands. So Passport to Beauty, it's passportbeauty.com. There'll be some information on Ready, Set, Jet, which is coming soon. And then Power Beauty Living, if you want to donate and get these girls back into school, we'll have a link for that as well. And then, of course, you can follow me on Instagram, because that's where I post all the time.
Yes.
And that's at Shalini Vadhera, and I'd love to see you guys there. And come on board, be part of the tribe. We just want to have fun, travel, live inspired, and do good things. And ideally, Serena and I will see you at some kind of wellness retreat that we're going to do at some point in Barcelona.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Projects, secret projects, you're in already.
Not a secret anymore.
I know.
We're just manifesting it in the universe.
It's happening. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. I love you more.
This was the best. Thank you guys for joining us today on Serena Loves TV, and we will see you next time.